Yo, what is going on everybody? In today's video I'm going to be showing you guys the best settings for gyro, but to start it off I'm going to give you guys the intro of what gyro is, so if you want to skip to it, there will be timestamps down in the description.
Forget aim assist, forget dead zones, it's time to aim with your own two hands with Fortnite's new and improved gyro controls. See how I turn the camera just by turning the controller? Gyro aiming can be great for everything from slight aim adjustments to fast and precise flicks. Whether you like to hold the controller upright, flat, or somewhere in between, you should find that Fortnite's new gyro controls give you a really natural command over the camera and over your weapon. I like the extra stability of having the controller flat in my lap, so let's move to an overhead view of the controller so you can see what I'm doing. From a small layer of extra control just when you need it, to something that can more drastically change how you look around the game world, Fortnite has a wide variety of new options here. So let's have a quick look at what you can do. If you enable gyro controls and don't change anything else, gyro aiming will only be active while you're pressing the aim button or while editing a building. That way you don't have to worry about how you're moving your controller during regular gameplay, but you can activate it whenever you need it. Of course, aiming with the look stick still works as normal, even while gyro is active. Players can still use the look stick for big camera movements and just rely on gyro to line up a shot or track a moving target. Other players like to have their gyro always on. If that's how you're playing, it's usually a good idea to customize your controls so that you have a gyro modifier button. Pressing and holding the gyro modifier button will disable the gyro so you can reposition your controller without messing with the camera. Playing like this, you could even do away with the look stick entirely if you really wanted to. But let's try something different with the stick. When gyro controls are enabled, you also have the option to use flick stick. Flick stick lets you turn the camera by rotating the stick. When you first point the stick in any direction, you'll make a smooth and quick turn to face that direction. For example, pull the stick back to quickly look behind you, or if you're taking fire, point the stick in that direction to see where it's coming from, and let gyro aim take care of the rest. Once the stick has been engaged, rotating it will rotate the camera. So between flicking and rotating the stick, this gives you fast and direct control over your bearing at all times. Now, because flick stick uses the whole range of the look stick just to turn the camera left and right, it gives you no way to look up and down. So flick stick requires that you have gyro controls enabled, and I strongly recommend flick stick players either have gyro aiming always on, or make it so that engaging the flick stick also activates gyro, so they can look up and down whenever they need to. Of course, the more drastically you change your controls, the more practice it's going to take to get comfortable with them. So as you give these new options a go and figure out what works best for you, it's probably a good idea to get some practice in Battle Lab, creative modes, or at least warm up against wildlife and NPCs before getting yourself into too much trouble.
Alrighty, so for actually using these gyro settings, all you're going to want to do is you're going to want to click on this. This works on PC and Xbox, so you can use this for any kind of system. But for gyro aiming, all you have to do to enable this is just turning it on. Yo, it's Future Me here. I do go over all the settings here. It's just a little bit rearranged, so make sure to stay tuned. I do not skip any of the settings here, so make sure to watch the whole thing. For active mode building here, there's 3 different options: none, editing, and always. Basically what this setting does is none is you won't be able to edit or build. Editing is basically you can move it with the gyro and edit, and this last one is always, so you can also build, edit, and things like that with the gyro. What I suggest is editing, because building is going to be kind of hard to learn because you're going to have to be moving your controllers in too many different ways. So I suggest having this on editing so you can learn how to flick super fast with your edits, and you'll become a way faster editor, which was not possible before on a controller. So now for the look stick effect, basically what this does is there's none disable and enables, and what you're going to want to have it on is disables. What this does is basically is that when you are trying to like move your controller around, so say you want to turn 180 degrees, you're actually going to have to move your controller 180 degrees, which you will not want to do because you'll be playing with your controller upside down. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to make sure this is on disables, not none, and not enables. And then for the sensitivity, you're going to want to make sure that these are on what it's already set to. So mine's set at 1, and then down here it's set at 1.1. The reason why I do this to start off with is because this is new technology and Fortnite hasn't really updated it a lot, so you're going to want to make sure that you're not moving too much around, and this is going to be really hard to get used to if you are not used to it. So for this next setting is active mode combat. Basically what this does is there's a bunch of options from none, scope only, scope and aiming and harvesting, and always. What this basically does is none is it basically has this off when in combat. The next one is scope only, so say you have a sniper rifle and you're scoping in, then it will work for that. And then for this next one, scope and aiming, that'll work for a sniper rifle, shotgun, AR, things like that. For this next one, scope, aiming, and harvesting, it'll work for all the guns, and you'll be able to also flick while harvesting. And this last one is always, which will keep it always on, so you can be moving around with it all game long. My personal and suggested tip is to just do scope and aiming. This will just get you used to it, and I don't think a lot of people are going to be having it always because it makes it harder to play the game. So now for steadying, I also am going to recommend keeping this on default for the first couple of days this is being out, so you can get used to it, because if it's too high, you're going to have a super hard time learning, and if it's too low, then you're just going to not be able to learn as fast as a lot of the other players are learning. So now for acceleration, what you're going to want to have this on is you're going to want to have it on medium ×2. So basically what this does is how fast it moves, so you're just going to want to keep it on the medium side. There's also different ones where there's custom, it'll let you custom change it, but I don't suggest that right now since it's new technology and stuff. And then high, it just makes it super fast. Low, it makes it really fast. Off, it just keeps it off. And then legacy is an option for those who want gyro acceleration to feel the same as it did in the older versions. So flick stick now is basically one of the biggest things that they've added here. All you have to do is if you press down on one of your keypad things, it will automatically do a 180, or if you do it to the right as a 90 degree, you'll turn 90 degrees. So you're going to want to make sure this is on. This is a huge game changer that will make controller players a lot better with PC players. And then for advanced gyro options, I suggest you just have this off. This is because it will add more options, and right now you don't want to mess around with it too much. You just want to learn how to use it. So thank you guys for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe if you guys enjoyed. If you want to be entered into my giveaway, make sure to go buy some merch, which will be in the description down below.